Why, hi there, it's Uncle Ron, and Uncle Ron's been thinking again. Actually, Uncle Ron is not a happy camper to start. The air conditioner died. It's hotter than blazes in here. It's got to be 82, 81, 82 degrees in here, in the world headquarters. And as you can see from behind me, it looks kind of creepy out there. It's because the windows are actually exposed because they washed them today, and they were supposed to come wash the insides, and we can't. We're supposed to have the windows clear, so there's no protection. So the sun is just not beating in here. It looks like it's a nice hot September day, which is kind of an oxymoron. How the air conditioner died beats the crap out of me. Sarah thinks there was some. My wife thinks there was some water they got into when they washed the windows into it, but it just made the world's worst crunch when the compressor was on this morning. Like, oh, like something just broke off. And then she dried it out, and eventually it would short out and would knock off the power strip. So that's not a very good thing. So yes, I've got the little fan by the bed going here, and it's just not very pleasant at all. Speaking of unpleasant, why, hello there, Roger Goodell. How are you? This has not been a pleasant day for you after all, has it? No, because the NFL, or at least the National Football League front office, looks like a bunch of wet drips today after Tom Brady was suspension was lifted by the federal judge Richard Berman in New York, and considering that there was no actual evidence that was real, that's what should have happened. And so $10 million has been spent to look at a case that the NFL couldn't really prove in a game that was such a blowout, with scoring in the second half used by balls that were supposedly legal, that it didn't really matter. Meanwhile, you have a movie coming out in a few months that talks about concussions, which I think is one of the real big issues in football in general. And you have the wife of the Washington Redskins general manager sending texts suggesting that ESPN reporters are getting sources by performing acts of love in an oral fashion. There, enough euphemism there. You have three franchises looking to move, and maybe four, and a list of other things. But yet, millions of people will watch the National Football League this year, and I'll probably watch some, even though I'm not real wild about football at this point. And the league will still take in billions of dollars, being run by someone who doesn't really seem to grasp the concept of public relations and that. So no, for the NFL, the sport that is able to lay the golden egg financially last generation, I think those days are over. I think they really continue to shoot themselves in the foot. They have bad ownerships in Dallas, especially Washington. Forget the whole name thing. Dysfunctional franchises in Oakland, which could move to Los Angeles or San Antonio or what have you. And the worst part is the seeming lack of relationship between the football league itself and the people who make everyone lots of money, which is not the owners or the cheerleaders or the announcers, but the players. There is no relationship right now between the league and the Players Association. And let's forget about railroading one of the most staunch defenders of the National Football League in Robert Kraft and the Patriots, which is the model franchise. So I don't know what's going to happen this upcoming football season, but I suspect I would caution you to pay attention because I think it will get worse before it gets better. Uh, I don't think the league is very well run, and I don't think they really care because they're getting lots of money, and the television money is going to be coming in for a long time to come. I believe the new deal started last year, so there's at least 7 more years on this deal, maybe 8. And so there's money coming, and the leagues and the networks are now investing into the daily fantasy or the weekly fantasy sites, which somehow is in gambling. I'm not really quite how sure that goes. Let's not talk about a point spread to a game, but if you need, let's say, Steven Gostowski or Eli Manning to either kick a field goal or throw a touchdown for you to win $25,000, I believe that constitutes gambling. Just my personal take with it. Now, I have no problem with legalized sports gambling. I think if you regulated it, it could make a hell of a lot of tax money. Um, and people, I think, would play. I would probably bet some spreads. I don't think I could do a college game that way. But pros, sure, why not? But yeah, I guess this was not a good day for the National Football League. They're going to be dumb enough to appeal this decision, which I understand they kind of have to do out of we need to make sure that we still have legal priorities on what we want to do as far as player discipline is concerned. But I believe we've only scratched the surface with the problems that the National Football League has. It will get worse before it gets better. Um, kind of like the presidential political race in this country. It's like, really? So that's what I would watch out for. If for Patriot fans, it's a very good day. For those of us who are just fans of integrity, there wasn't anything ever there. I know this doesn't mean that Brady's innocent or that the equipment people were innocent or that there wasn't any foreknowledge, but in two investigations by the National Football League, they couldn't come up with anything more than maybe possibly could have look squirrel type stuff, and that's not going to fly, especially when you're dealing with people's vocations. Careers are short enough. Yes, Brady's been a starting quarterback for 14, 15 years, but the average NFL career is 3 years. So you're done by the time that you're 26 years old. And to have that sort of power, to put that sort of career in jeopardy for something you didn't do, just, it makes no sense. Anyway, the Red Sox 2004 replay series has started on the YouTube channel. You can subscribe. And I believe we posted the fourth game today. The game's going up every day for the next 2 weeks. I bought Minecraft, and I'll be doing, I think, a Minecraft video or two coming up as I learn how to play. So that's it. Uncle Ron just has some random thoughts for you today, this Thursday, a steamy 3rd of September 2015. Like, subscribe, tell all your friends. They'll run away from me. Until then, this is Ron Chuckett. We'll talk to you the next time.